All right, guys. We are live. It's Thursday, the 18th. Monucca. Here's some Metallica. Got a great show for all y'all. We got a great show for you guys. We're going to be looking at Vivek Ramaswamy. He's going to be taking on Kamala. Almost like he was poisoning himself for the VP position. Then we're going to be laughing at Kamala Harris on The View.
I can't believe the things you say. I can't believe the price you pay. Nothing can save you. Justice is lost. Justice is right. Justice is good. Pulling your strings. Justice is done.
Talking about justice. Pakistan bombs Iran. The Houthis bomb U.S. petrochemical ships. It's getting crazy out there. Trump surging in New Hampshire. Biden worried about New Hampshire. Very reactionary. We're going to talk about that. We're going to be looking at Biden's press secretary thing that he did earlier today. He's talking lies about the economy. You know how he does it. There's supremacy. White supremacy. Because if you think Salvador Dali is better than some black dude that spray painted a wall, you're a white supremacist. If you think Western culture is superior to all other cultures, you're a white supremacist. If you're pissed off about them trying to take down a statue of William Penn, you're a white supremacist. To the point, it's ridiculous to the point where the word doesn't even mean anything. Where their shit doesn't even mean anything. If everything is white supremacy, then nothing's white supremacy. What about the fucking KKK, right? Did we forget about that shit? Did we forget about that shit? Did we forget about motherfucking Nazis and shit? Right? Right? You want to call me a white supremacist? Because I think Baroque music is more fucking refined than rap music? Well, go fuck yourself. Then I guess I am. I guess I fucking am, if that's what it is. If that's what the fuck it is, then I guess that's what I am. What's going on, you guys? It's me, Space McG, your favorite cartoon nerd with the news. And I'm back at it again. Gotta do what I do. You know what we do. Yeah. Yeah, we got a nice little crowd out there. What's going on, you guys? Fox Rider is here. Gino, excuse me, my daddy, your daddy, all of our daddies, with his 18-inch cock. Gino Fast. We got Girl Gone Dog. What's going on, Girl Gone Dog? I'm Dog Gone Girl. Crazy. All right, now, we got Can Do Andrew. We got Jeffrey Fern up in this motherfucker. I love you, Can Do Andrew. I love you. Yee, doggies, that's right. We're going to have us a little white supremacy party up here talking about how Western culture deserves to be on top. All right, we got blind dudes up. We got the blind dude up in here. Tam Tam, Matty J, my motherfucking guy. Yeah, baby. What's going on? Yeah, Metallica, I rocked it just for you, buddy, just for you. All right. Yeah, so like I said, we got a great show. We got a lot to talk about. Hey, what's up, Speak No Evil? I'm glad you made it to the parade, to the Dark Carnival. Yeah. It's Great Malenko time. All right. Speaking of Great Malenko. Hold on. We got Vivek Ramaswamy, right? Has gone on the attack against Kamala Harris, right? Let me move this wire. Ever since the nomination for the U.S. presidential election started, there has been a war of words between Republicans, Vivek Ramaswamy and Nikki Haley in U.S. politics. Personal attacks are common. Vivek, a 38-year-old biotech entrepreneur born to an Indian Americans who moved from Kerala to the United States, has targeted Nikki Haley from the beginning. Interestingly, both Nikki and Ramaswamy share Indian immigrant backgrounds. I would say, if we're going to go through the whole fucking playing the race card, I would say Vivek is slightly more Indian than Nikki Haley. I'm just saying. If we're going to go that route, you stand Vivek next to Nikki, and Nikki looks like Karen, right? I'm just saying, right? Juggalo. Hey, what's up, Be Happy? No, I was just making a joke. I'm not a juggalo. Fuck no. I have been to the gathering of juggalos, right? And I sold a quarter pound of weed to all the juggalos, and they were paying me $5 a joint. I made like over $1,000 in profit bringing a quarter pound of swag weed to the gathering of the juggalos. My buddy told me that. He did it the year before, and I did it that year, and it was amazing. I like ICP. They're all right. I won't turn them off. I won't demand that you turn them off if you turn them on. Right? Juju Lolo. Yeah. Me? No. I didn't really have a ticket, right? I don't ever really have a ticket, like with a wristband, like when I go to that kind of shit, right? Unless it's a dead show, I always get miracles at dead shows, right? But like, I've been to like 15 Fish shows and have never been inside, right? Yeah, when they were the Inner City Posse. Who remembers that? That's when I first heard them. When they were called the Inner City Posse. They had songs like, Damn, I Wish I Was a Ninja. Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, so what do we got going on? We have Ramaswamy. I'm just going to call him Rami. Rami had trained all the guns on Nikki Haley, but there is a change now. After withdrawing from the presidential race on Tuesday, Rami found a new Indian American target. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. So they're going to make this all about race. Of course they are. Of course they are. Because this is India today, right? He found a new Indian target. Vice President Kamala Harris. Also an American Indian. What the fuck? She's an American Indian. I thought she was an Indian. Oh, that changes everything. She's an American Indian, guys. Or is she all three? Is she black, Indian, and American Indian? I don't know. I don't know. Now I have to find out. I'm sorry. What kind of Indian is Kamala Harris? Oh man, I need light. I don't have any light in here. I'm just making things worse. Okay, I can't see my keyboard. Fuck it. We will Google it later. There's a spot on her forehead. That's what this says. It says, Vice President Kamala Harris, also an American Indian, right? That's what it says, American Indian. Do they mean Indian American? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if she's really an American Indian. This is from India Today, right? So they obviously mean regular Indian, right? Not Native American. But when I was a kid, we said American Indian. I don't know. Now I'm confused. The change of tack and target also reveals how Vivek Ramaswamy is positioning himself as a serious vice president choice for Republican frontrunner and former U.S. President Donald Trump. The new found target also shows that the Indian-American duels on the political battlefield are here to stay, right? And guys, why wouldn't Vivek go after Kamala Harris, right? I mean, have you ever seen her? Like, here she is on The View, okay?
Many say that one of your many strengths as a surrogate is your connection to young people. Mm-hmm. I believe that to be true.
Yeah, guys, she's so connected to young people. Remember when they sent her to NASA, right? And she went to, like, pick up the kids to show them the moon with their own eyes. And then it found out that she's so good with young people that they had to hire child actors to come sit with her insufferable ass. Right? All right, let's go.
Now, voters between 18 and 29 years old stand out as disapproving of the way the Biden administration is handling the Israel-Hamas war. They do not support sending weapons and money to Israel. They are advocating for a humanitarian ceasefire. How does the administration respond to the concerns of this very important part of the Democratic voter base?
We respond by saying that who you gonna vote for, us or Donald Trump? If you don't vote for us, you ain't black. Oh wait, his mouth is not moving. There you go. All right. If you don't vote for us, you're not black.
And you're right, Sonny. In fact, in the fall, I embarked on what I called a college tour and met with over 15,000.
It's what she calls a college tour, guys. Right? Right? No one's ever gone on a college tour before. Kamala invented that term. She's so brilliant.
Students across the country I just have to say I love Gen Z, by the way.
She loves Gen Z. Guys, please vote for me.
All of that to say, you're absolutely right. I have talked with young people, many around the country, and I've heard them, I see them, and I understand. This should never be the subject of a soundbite or a...
Sorry, we're live.
And raped, and again, caused the death of 7th. Which I do, that we not lose sight of the context, which is, let's just go back to October 7th. We can't deny the significance of a vicious, brutal attack that caused the death of 12
Yeah, we all know what happened.
A lot of them young people who are just attending a concert. Yeah. Women who...
Yes, that's terrible. She's got me by the heartstrings, guys. As you know, my loyalties lie with Jewish ravers, of course.
Brutally assaulted and raped.
Over jihadis, you know what I mean?
As someone who spent a lot of my career focused on those kinds
Maybe she's from Indiana. Hey, it's been a minute,
All of that to also then say Israel has a right to defend itself. We would.
Yes, India has a right to defend itself. Palestinians have a right to defend their Gazans. Jihadis have a right to jihad. Pakistan has a right to bomb in fucking Iran. Iran has a right to bomb Pakistan. Fucking China has a right to invade Taiwan, right? We're going to play every side of the fence so that we look weak and lost at sea.
And how it does matters. There have been far too many innocent...
But Americans shouldn't be in the streets marching for terrorists. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you feel for the Gazans, I do too.
On over, I think, 14, 15 calls.
But there shouldn't be this public outcry for the lives of the terrorists.
What Israel must do to protect innocent civilians. We all want this to end as soon as possible. And how it ends matters.
Yeah.
Which includes that Israel must be secure, that there must be an equal measure of security for the Palestinians who are entitled to dignity and self-determination. The hostages must
Joe has no right to genocide.
And since the first day, I have been very focused, in addition to all we just discussed, on the day after. I do believe we must be committed to an eventual two-state solution.
Yeah.
And
it's not like we've never tried that before, guys. Wow, what a brilliant opinion, guys. A two-state solution. Wow. Why hasn't anyone tried that before? Oh, wait, we've tried it two times. And look what happens. Look what happens, right? Right? We gave the Palestinians the right to vote for their own government, and they voted for Hamas, a terrorist group, right? And there comes a point where you quit giving people chances, right? That's why we have prisons.
Looks like, and I've met with not only Israeli leaders, but Arab leaders about what that can look like if we have a commitment to the day after. So all of these things are true.
Madam Vice President, oh, I like the sound of that. It took 200.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, look at her kissing her ass. Madam Vice President, I like the sound of that. Maybe one day I, too, can be the Vice President. I mean, I'm stupid, I'm untalented, and I'm completely unqualified, but I am of color. So, maybe one day it'll be my colored ass up there. Let's go.
9 men for us to be able to say, Madam Vice President, and here you are. Never take it for granted. But let's talk about race in our own country.
Okay.
At a time when the Democratic Party is losing some support among Latinos, among black voters,
among Gen X, Gen Z, fucking millennials, right? Across the board, the Democrats are losing support. And why? Because they're a bunch of self-indulged, aggrandizing racists who couldn't design a box that doesn't fail in 30 seconds, right?
Nikki Haley, who, like you, is of Southeast Asian descent.
Okay,
said
they're all
this
Indians.
week that this country has never been a racist
I thought
country.
she was black. I thought she was a black woman, right? Now she's Southeast Asian. Okay,
Let me
whatever.
ask you directly. Do you agree that America has never been a racist country?
You know, first of all, and I think everyone agrees.
That
we
little girl is me. Freedom!
all agree. The issue of race in America is not something that should be the subject of a soundbite.
Right.
The history of racism in America should never be the subject of a soundbite or a question that is meant to elicit a one-sentence answer.
Wow, that is totally not a prepared answer, and she totally didn't get those questions in advance.
No denying that we have in our history as a nation racism, and that racism has played a role in the history of our nation.
And it's our history of our nation, and in the history of our nation, we had racism in the history of our nation. And racism was in the history of our nation, and racism, and history, and nation.
I think about it, I think we all would agree that while it is part of our past and we see vestiges of it today, we should also be committed collectively to not letting it define the future of our country.
I agree.
But we cannot get to a place of progress on the issue of race by denying the existence of racism.
Nor can we get to a agreement on race, right? By making up false racism that doesn't exist and amplifying everything that has a hint of racism into the worst thing that's ever happened, right? This country is so not racist. You motherfuckers have to fake race hoaxes, right? You guys have fake hate crimes, right? Right? That's what you have to do. But no one talks about the real hate crimes that occur every day against white people, right? Right? No one talks about all the racism against Western culture and calling us colonizers, right?
Of racism. To suggest that enslaved people benefited from slavery. We will not grow as a country to push that kind of approach and doctrine and misinformation. It is not in our best interest to
Exactly,
evolve
Tam
on the
Tam.
issue of race.
America is the least racist country in the world. Seriously. Every other country, if you say you weren't racist, they will laugh at you and think you're fucked up, right? Right? Like, that's like racist. There's no racism. That's just the way it is, right? In other places, especially Russia and China and Europe, right? And Africa. Africans are so racist that they'll murder the people down the street because they're a bunch of dirty foreigners, right? Seriously. Yes, we have our problems here in America, but that doesn't mean that we're a racist country. That means we have a country with some racists in it. Some, right? But it's not the norm. It's the exception.
In America, to suggest that the Civil War was prompted by anything other than slavery in America. It is not in the best interest of our progress as a nation to ban books and deny our children the ability to benefit from the knowledge of America's full history.
How does fucking teaching kids about giving blowjobs have anything to do with acknowledging our full history, right? The only books being banned are the ones that tell kids to be a bunch of gay faggots, right?
So that we can move toward progress. So it's unfortunate that
and any book that's considered part of American heritage, like To Kill a Mockingbird, Tom Sawyer, James and the Giant Peach, right? Fucking Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, right? You want to bet Dr. Seuss, right? Because he had funny drawings of Asians, right? Come on, man.
There are some who would deny fact or overlook it when, in fact, moving towards
Right?
progress...
They banned Dr. Seuss and we banned gay porn for kids, right? Which side is worse, right?
requires that we speak truth.
All right, that's her. Right? Let's close that. Right? Man. Yeah, she is very stupid. Now, in case you don't know, Iran and Pakistan have been shooting missiles at each other for the past couple days, right? So, here's what happened. Pakistan and Iran have both conducted strikes on each other's territories in an unprecedented escalation of hostilities between the neighbors at a time when tensions have risen sharply across the Middle East and beyond. Some would say World War III. The two countries share a volatile border stretching about 900 kilometers, that's 560 miles for all you retards, with Pakistan's Balochistan province on one side and Iran's Sistan and Balochistan province on the other. Both nations have long fought militants in the restive Baloch region along the border, but while the two countries share a common separatist enemy, it is highly unusual for either side to attack militants on each other's soil. All right? So this is something that hasn't happened ever before. Really, we have, what do we have here? Okay? We have, oh, hold on. Space is not moving. Damn it. We have two nuclear-armed neighbors bombing each other, right? We have Iran, who, while not officially has the bomb, definitely has the capability to make one, and I believe, right, that the posture coming out of Iran now, right, is indicating that they have the bomb already, right? Because why else would they be starting shit all over the world, right, if they didn't have the bomb? Now, Pakistan definitely has the bomb, right? Because in the late 90s, Pakistan and India both got the bomb and started pointing it at each other, right? But this, I believe, is going to be the first time that two nuclear-armed countries have directly conflicted with each other. I may be wrong about that, but normally we don't directly confront each other like that. We do it through middlemen. What's up with all this Middle Eastern on Middle Eastern crime? I don't know. I feel like there's a power vacuum in the region, right? Because the United States has been withdrawing from the world stage, right? And so our enemies, maybe not even our enemies, but other rivals, let's call them, in the area, now feel emboldened to settle old scores across the globe. And so everywhere we withdraw, more tensions will rise. More people will try to dominate their weaker neighbors or whatever they can do, right? Now, Middle Eastern on Middle Eastern violence, yeah, it's pretty funny. So what happened? The opening salvo in this fast-moving sequence of events began Tuesday. That's not true, right? This conflict began as far back as a week ago when ISIS-K attacked Iran. They blew up 100 people or so, right? So it started on Tuesday when Iran conducted strikes on Pakistan's province, killing 2 children and wounding several others, according to Pakistani authorities. Iran claimed it had only targeted Iranian terrorists on the soil of Pakistan and that no Pakistani nationals were targeted. But the attack sparked anger in Pakistan, which called the strike an egregious violation of international law and the spirit of bilateral relations, right? Iran's state-aligned Tasnim news agency said it had been targeting strongholds of the Sunni militant group Jaish al-Adi, known in Iran as Jaish al-Dulam, or Army of Justice. The separatist militant group operates on both sides of Iran and Pakistan border and has previously claimed responsibility for attacks against Iranian targets. Its ultimate goal is independence for Iran's Sistan and Balochistan province. Nuclear-armed Pakistan is a majority Sunni, the dominant branch of Islam, while Iran and its axis of resistance is largely Shia. Now, so here's the map, right? This is Afghanistan. This is Iran. This is the border that goes along right here. No, I'm sorry, right here. This is the region that is in dispute, right? And then here's Pakistan down here. All of this is Pakistan down here, right? So Iran, Pakistan, and then this is the region where they're fighting. Pakistan struck back 2 days later with what it called a series of highly coordinated and specifically targeted precision military strikes on several alleged separatist hideouts in Sistan and Balochistan. In announcing the strikes on Thursday, Pakistan's foreign ministry said a number of militants were killed. Iranian authorities said at least 7 people were killed in a series of explosions, 3 women and 4 children. Right? So, things are getting wild in the Middle East right now. And it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. Yemen's Houthis say they attacked an American ship with naval missiles in the Gulf of Aden. Yemen's Houthi movement, this is, I don't know, it's Jerusalem time of midnight. So, I think 3 hours ago, something like that. 3.5 hours ago. Yeah, shit is hitting the fan, Gino. They targeted the American ship Chem Ranger, which is a fucking awesome name. If I ever had a ship, I would definitely name it the Chem Ranger. Now, in the Gulf of Aden with naval missiles, the group's military spokesman said on Friday. The attack resulted in direct hits, the spokesman claimed in a statement. The Yemeni armed forces confirm that a retaliation to American and British attacks is inevitable, and that any new aggression will not go unpunished. Here we go. They said that there was no damage on it, though. And just a little bit of information, because I wanted to know what the Chem Ranger was. Let's see. The Chem Ranger is at the Red Sea, reported 2 days ago, right? And what is the Chem Ranger? It's a giant chemical oil products tanker. It flies a Marshall Islands flag. It's 159, I guess, meters. Yes, meters long and 27 meters wide. And, yeah, that's all we know about it. Am I aware of the current trucker convoy that is organizing? No, I do not know anything about that. I heard about the German farmers that have been blocking traffic and the French farmers that dumped a bunch of cow shit all over France. But I didn't hear anything about the truckers. I would like to hear about that. Are they going to the March for Life or what? Now, this goes first. Top conservative group hammers House Republicans for passing short-term funding bill. So the House just passed a short-term funding bill, and we're going to find out a little bit about it. A prominent conservative group is coming out against the just passed short-term spending bill aimed at averting a government shutdown. Congress has backed itself into a corner, unable to pass responsible spending bills or secure our borders, and opting again for a short-term continuing resolution that fails to solve any of the problems facing our country. As usual, taxpayers will foot the bill for Washington's recklessness. Ryan Walker, the vice president of the Heritage Action, said, Congress has more than 40 more days to fight for separate funding bills and will roll back inflation-fueling spending and force the Biden administration to reverse the flow of illegal immigrants. They cannot waste time. Now, let's kind of find out a little bit more about this spending bill. 314 to 108, it passed.
Some House Republicans.
Okay, we're going to hear from this guy.
Some buyer's remorse when it comes. Senior congressional correspondent Chad Pergam.
Good evening. Johnson heard it in stereo from both wings of his party about the spending agreement he forged with Democrats and the administration. Conservatives insist Johnson nuke the deal and start again.
He claimed in there he agreed with other conservatives, everything that we said. So there's going to be a new deal drawn up, and that's what we're in the process of doing.
Johnson met at length with House conservatives today. Some believe Johnson would backpedal on the deal, but the Speaker said no.
We had a cross-section of members in today. We'll continue having cross-sections of members in. And while those conversations are going on, I've made no commitments. So if you hear otherwise, it's just simply not true.
House conservatives shut down the floor yesterday to protest the Speaker's negotiations with Democrats. Some on the right regret promoting Johnson.
Characterize your level of disappointment.
One of the worst votes I've cast so far.
In the Speaker's vote for him?
In the entire 4 terms I've served, one of the worst votes I've ever cast.
Some Republicans are pushing a government shutdown until the border is secure. There will be GOP backlash if Johnson agrees to a temporary spending bill. Democrats say Johnson had better not renege.
There's nothing more to discuss. To the extent that House Republicans back away from an agreement that was just announced a few days ago, it will make clear that House Republicans are determined to shut down the government.
An interim bill may be necessary to avert a shutdown next week. The Senate set up a test vote for Tuesday. The funding deadline is next Friday. Brett?
Following it all, Chad Pergam live on the Hill. Chad, thanks.
All right, well, it didn't really tell us anything about it. Yeah, there's nothing really that it says about it. What, do you have any information on that convoy, Tam? Do you have any links or anything like that? Okay, now, this is not what I wanted to hear either. Okay. Days before New Hampshire primary, most Republicans would be satisfied with Trump. Former President Donald Trump's convincing victory in Monday's Iowa caucuses shows his continued strength among Republicans. And a new ABC News Ipsos poll finds once more that Trump is both viewed nationwide as the candidate whom Republicans and Republican-leaning independents would be most satisfied with. And much like the Iowa entrance polls that indicated Trump was able to dominate among evangelicals or born-again Christian voters in the state on Monday, he maintains a sizable advantage in that group's assessment nationally as well, according to the new ABC Ipsos poll. 74% of evangelicals or born-again Christians are somewhat or very satisfied with Trump. He has stronger ratings on that question than both Haley and DeSantis among that group. Trump also maintains higher favorability rating than his opponents. In the new poll, 72% have a favorable impression of him compared to 63% for DeSantis and 49% for Haley. 49% for Haley. Ha ha ha. Okay, I'm checking that out right now. Now, and they surveyed 1,500 Republicans and Republican-leaning independents in New Hampshire. So, that's a pretty big, I mean, if we consider that the Iowa caucus only had 110,000 people show up to vote, 1,500 is a sizable sample, I would say. Okay, now, but Biden, you see, in an attempt by the Democrats to rig the fucking 2024 Democratic primary, right, which they do every time, right? Every Democratic primary race is rigged. We all know that. But anyway, and I mean, when I mean rigged, I mean that they use clever qualifiers to keep people off the ballot. They, quite frankly, I mean, every primary season, hundreds of politicians get arrested for voter fraud. So, there's probably, I would say voter fraud is almost guaranteed in every primary race, in my opinion, right? Okay, the Take Your Border Back, February 3rd, 2024. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, this is what he's talking about. So, they're going all the way to Washington, D.C.? No. It's a 3-state rally. California, Arizona, and Texas, right? There you go. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I think that it looks cool. I'll definitely try to carry it if I can. So Joe Biden is not on the ballot in New Hampshire because the Democrats are trying to rig the primary so that South Carolina is the first state, thus thrusting Joe Biden to the front with his support from black people who are literally sell their votes for a fish fry in North Carolina, or South Carolina. North Carolina. Yeah, Joe Biden is North Carolina. So, let's see here. Yeah, so that not only the Republicans are having a primary, but also the Democrats, right? And Joe Biden's not even on the ballot because he refused to participate in it because he's trying to say that South Carolina is the first primary, but New Hampshire said, fuck you, and they're having a primary, and Joe Biden's not in it. And so they're begging people to literally write in Joe Biden's name on the ballot so he can win. Because Joe Biden is such an incompetent, unprepared moron, right? that the only thing he does is know how to react to things. And when I say react, I mean overreact, right? Let's just think of a few examples. Afghanistan, right? He wouldn't authorize the troops to shoot the suicide bomber, so he lost 11 troops, and then he overreacted and he killed a family full of U.S. aid workers. Our own people, right? He killed our own people, right? Then, another example of him overreacting. Well, remember Baroon? Spy balloon? Yeah, well, remember when he wouldn't shoot down the spy balloon until after it already completed its mission? And then he gets a lot of heat. And so, what's he do? He overreacts and he shoots down a fucking weather balloon. A hobbyist weather balloon, right? Because he's incompetent, he doesn't hit the mark, and then he overreacts when he loses. So all he does is react instead of proact, right? He's not proactive. He's not out there stopping bad things from happening. What he does is he overreacts after the writing's on the wall. And so to make up for his inaction, he does something stupid. Washington is a New Hampshire primary without the front runner on the ballot and no delegates up for grabs. Still, a New Hampshire primary depends on who you ask. On Tuesday, voters in the Granite State will once again help kick off the blah, 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 blah. For starters, the Democratic National Committee, which has the ultimate say in how its presidential nomination will be picked, says state party officials violated national party rules by scheduling its contest earlier than allowed. As a result, the primary will have 0 delegates at stake, right? Normally, the contest would have determined how the state's allotment of 23 pledged delegates to the presidential nominating convention in Chicago this summer would be allocated. Furthermore, President Joe Biden, who is seeking the Democratic nomination for a second term, decided to skip New Hampshire since the primary voters' party rules and will not appear on the ballot. It was Biden's idea to bump the state from its prized primary calendar slot in favor of South Carolina, which resuscitated his struggling campaign in 2020. That year, Biden placed 4th in the Iowa caucuses and 5th in the New Hampshire with only 8% of the vote. Now, the New Hampshire primary ballot provides would-be write-in voters with the following instructions. To vote for a person whose name is not printed on the ballot, write in the name of the person in the write-in space and completely fill in the oval opposite of your choice, right? If somebody wrote in the name of a candidate and they did not fill in the oval, blah, 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 blah. So, Joe Biden now, because, and the reason he's doing this is because Trump had such a strong victory in Iowa, right? And so now Joe Biden's panicking and he wants to get everyone to write him in on the New Hampshire ballot. The southern border from Virginia. Yeah, well, I can't take the van. It doesn't have brakes. Now, guys, guess what? China's been donating money to Biden's University of Penn. Right? Let's hear about it. The University of Pennsylvania, which hosts Biden's think tank, sees Chinese donations soars, including from CCP-linked sources. I'm sorry. China calls themselves the Communist Party of China, and we call them the Chinese Communist Party. What the fuck is this? Why is it doing that? I don't know why it's doing this. Oh, close. Close. There we go. Sorry about that. The University of Pennsylvania, home of President Biden's think tank, recently tripled its donations originating from China, records reviewed by Fox News Digital show. New records obtained by the Americans for Public Trust and provided to Fox Digital show that the University of Pennsylvania recently saw its donations from China exponentially swell from its previous reporting period, and some of the money has come from individuals and institutions with ties to the Chinese Communist Party. As America's adversaries continue threatening U.S. blah, 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 blah. The records obtained from Pennsylvania's Department of Education revealed the university pulled in $25 million from entities and individuals in China between 2022 and 2023. This figure is a significant expansion over the $8.6 million it received from the country in its previous reporting period, 21 to 22. The Ivy League school has amassed nearly $130 million in donations from China between 2018 and 2023. And they have links to the CCP, right? And that's when Joe Biden joined the university, right? And they started the Penn Biden Center right here, right? And so that money is going into the Biden Center, right? I mean, there's just a lot going on here. We're not going to read all this, but there's a lot. They have a lot of evidence, right? Just different Chinese communist members paying large sums of money to the university, right? With names that tie them back to the party. Now let's go into the next story. Guys, so all is not lost. 14 Democrats vote with the GOP as House condemns Biden's handling of the southern border, right? This is from yesterday. More than a dozen House Democrats joined with the chamber's Republicans in backing a resolution slamming the Biden administration for its handling of the southern border. And here are the 14 Democrats. Colin Allred, Yadira Caravo, Angie Craig, Henry Cuellar, Donald Davis, Jared Golden, Vicente Gonzalez, Greg Landsman from Ohio. Hey, baby. Susie Lee, Jared Moskowitz, Wiley Nickel, Mary Patola, Mary Glusenkamp Perez, Eric Sorensen, right? A lot of Hispanics on that list, right? Right? It's amazing how Hispanic Americans who went through the proper channels to enter this country don't like fucking border jumpers, right? It's amazing. You would think it would be the opposite way, but you would be wrong. Those people know how great America is, right? They are the ones, they are literally the inheritors of the American dream, right? The Hispanic population of America. Like, they're going to carry it forward. And guys, with Trump surging, right, and Biden facing an embarrassing night in New Hampshire, right? New Hampshire wants you to know that its aging ballot scanners pose challenges and problems could prompt conspiracy theories about what happens in New Hampshire on Tuesday or Monday or whatever. So be ready, guys, because they're already telling you that fucked up shit's going to happen in New Hampshire, and it's going to make everybody think there's a conspiracy theory. Well, gee, I wonder why. Hey, what's up, SD? Yeah, so it's not a conspiracy theory, guys. All right? All right? It's just that New Hampshire's going to have problems with their ballot counters. And so maybe the counts won't come out right, guys, but it's not a conspiracy theory. It's just that, bad things happen. Election experts say the aging AccuVote ballot tabulators in use across roughly half of the state's towns and cities don't pose additional security risks. The concern is their age. When a dwindling supply of replacement parts breakdown could create election day headaches for local election officials who might be forced to count ballots by hand, a process that could delay reporting the results. Malfunctions and ballot counting delays in other states in recent... What the fuck? A process that could easily delay reporting results. Okay, my bad. Malfunctions and ballot counting delays in other states in recent years have sometimes been used to promote conspiracy theories that undermine public confidence in the vote. Yeah. So when Trump is up by 50%, right, on election day in New Hampshire, and then everything breaks, and then they come back, and then Nikki Haley wins the election, guys, there's no reason to be conspiratorial. Because look, they're telling you all the machines are going to break in the middle of the night, okay? All the machines are going to break down in the middle of the night for some reason. They know that the machines are going to break, but they can't fix them, guys. They only got a week. There's only a week between now and then. I mean, what? Are they Mexicans or something? They can't fix things that fast. Not dwindling nearly as severely as testosterone levels. Indeed, brother. Right? So when they find thousands of ballots in the middle of the night after everything breaks, and they're all for Nikki Haley, guys, it's not, don't put on your fucking tinfoil hats, because that's not what happened, right? It was just that there was delay counting the Nikki Haley votes only, and it just so happens she has just enough to beat Donald Trump now. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Yeah, so don't worry, guys. It's not conspiratorial. It's just the way it is now. That's just how elections work now, right? Every time a Republican is ahead, the machines will break, and then when they start, and when you wake up in the morning, the bad person won. The person no one voted for won. It'll be, I don't know why that's just happening. That's just the new way we have elections. I don't know if they're soy-based or not. All right. Now, so here we have the great Joe Biden. I don't know how long we're going to go on with this, right? Until I get fed up with him saying the same shit over and over again. But I am ready to fact-check him. So, we're going to fact-check him a couple times, and then we'll be done. We're going to criticize him. Hopefully he does something stupid. I mean, the odds are very high in our favor that we're going to see something retarded happen. This is from earlier today. I had stupid shit happen to me today, so I couldn't air this, but we're going to play some of it now.
what a great crowd.
life.
Please, have
Not my
take a seat if you
president.
have one. I once said that at an event, and people didn't have chairs, and the press looked at me and said, what the hell's the matter with that guy? Anyway, Edward, thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to try to cover it, Tam Tam.
I was telling him my son, Bo, who I lost.
My dead son, Bo, you guys remember him? I was just talking to him. Is that what he said?
Thank you. Sergeant First Class, I was telling him my son, Bo, who I lost because of...
Oh, yeah, he's going to start it out by talking about his dead son. Right? Aren't we supposed to be talking about restoring America or something like that?
What happened in Iraq. Anyway, my son, Bo, when he made Major in Iraq, I was there. I wasn't with him when he made that. I promoted, but I was with him later at an
He sounds like a jihadi now, like...
event, anyway, in Iraq. I didn't want to say where I was, but I said, Bo, congratulations, you're now a field-grade officer. He looked at me and said, Dad, I don't know who runs the United States Army. Sergeants First Class run it, and that's a fact. So, sorry.
I guess there must be a lot of enlisted men here at this event he's at. No wonder they all clap for him. They literally work for him.
Very much. Folks,
that'd be like your boss walking in.
Governor Cooper and all the state officials here today. And by the way, you got the best governor in the country. We're
best governor in the country.
Roy, stand up. No,
the guy's name's Bob. I don't know that. Maybe though.
You know what I
wouldn't
love
put
about
it
him
past
most?
Joe.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart.
That means he's lying.
Total integrity. Integrity. Thanks for the welcome back to North Carolina, Gov. I appreciate it very much. I also want to mention Congress Deborah Ross. Where's Deborah?
Her name's Doris.
A picture taken with her.
She's like, I don't know who's Deborah.
No, all kidding aside. Anyway, she couldn't be here actually. That's not true. I got it mixed up. And she has, she fights very hard for the people of this district, and she's up in Washington right now. And folks, I'm here today to talk about something that doesn't get enough attention. And that's the progress we're making.
Oh, the progress he's making, guys. He's making so much progress. I mean, look at the Middle East. It's a basket of love. There's not nuclear powers pointing weapons at each other right now. No. There's nothing going on, guys. Hey, we're making progress. Did I tell you about my son, Bo? He died, you know.
To invest in America, all of America. You know, there's a law written back in the 30s that says when the Congress...
Instead of if a black man looks at a white woman, he's to be hung. I wrote that law.
Passes
my grandfather wrote it.
That has money in it to be spent to build something in America, whether it's an aircraft carrier or it's a highway or whatever it happens to be, that the president should use American workers and American products.
That's why I hire more Mexicans and Chinese than anybody in the country, in the history of this country.
Democrats and Republican presidents.
Nothing's more American than Chinese Mexicans.
But I do, because I want to make sure that we're making it in America, building in America with American products, and that's why we've created 14 million new jobs.
He did not create 14 million jobs. He created 2.5 million. The others were recovered from
bringing opportunity and hope to people and communities across this country. Let me give you one example of bringing high-speed internet to every person in America. Nearly a century ago, Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed the Rural Electrification Act,
laid.
Bringing electricity to every home and farm in America.
One EV charger built, right? There's not been one hillbilly that got high-speed internet because of Joe Biden, right?
Because it was in cities, but it wasn't in a lot of rural areas. Because electricity had become an essential part of modern life. So he wants everyone had access.
Cletus is still on dial-up or satellite.
That no American should be left behind, no matter where they lived.
Paying $100 a month for 30 gigabytes from DirecTV.
Well, I tell you what, I made the same determination about our time, affordable, high-speed internet. It really is critical.
Yeah, one day someone will build it. You know, all you guys gave me was $3 trillion, and that went all to Ukraine. So, I mean, you want internet? I'm going to need about $9 trillion.
It's going to be about another 9 trill.
It's just as essential today as electricity was a century ago. Who remembers,
my
during the
son,
pandemic when
whose
schools
wife,
were
my
shut
other
down,
son, Bones.
And Sergeant First Class mentioned it. Kids weren't able to attend school, so they go online. How many of you spent time?
Yeah, because you kept locking down the country. All you idiots kept locking down our country. That's why.
McDonald's parking lots tapping into their internet so you could do the homework with your kid. Look, think of all
man,
the workers.
think about it. Think about what you think about.
Who need internet to do their jobs when they're working from home. So many are working from home, have to work.
Okay, so we're going from I'm building high-speed internet, which I haven't done or never will, to I'm giving free cell phones away so people can get connected to the internet. That's where he's going, the Affordable Connection Program that for people on welfare to get free internet.
All businesses need internet to reach more customers here at home and literally around the world.
See, he's talking about two different things here.
In connection with their doctors through telemedicine because they can't make it to the doctors in person. High-speed internet isn't a luxury anymore. It's an absolute necessity. It's an absolute, no, it really is. And yet, when I became president, around 24 million Americans didn't have access to affordable high-speed internet. And for millions more...
See, I told you the Affordable Connectivity Program.
Their internet connection was limited or unreliable. That's why, as soon as I came in office, I took action with what we call the American Rescue Plan. And it included more than $25 billion to invest in affordable internet, high-speed internet all across America.
And not 1 mile of cable has been laid. That money's going, they're giving people like $50 a month for internet.
A few months later, I signed a piece of
35,
legislation which many people didn't think we could get done. The bipartisan infrastructure law.
You have it.
It's a once-in-a-generation investment to rebuild America's infrastructure, our roads, our bridges, our railroads.
You
our
haven't
high-speed
built
internet.
shit.
All of it paid for.
They have started on some bridges. I'll give them that. And it's been a traffic nightmare here in Cincinnati.
And look, our goal is to connect everyone in America to affordable, reliable, high-speed internet by the year 2030.
People on welfare equals illegal invaders.
Just like Franklin Roosevelt did a generation ago with electricity. I promised to be a president for all America.
Yeah,
whether
but
you voted for me or not.
Yeah,
These
and I'll
investments
be your
help all
president as
Americans
long as you
in
don't
red
vote for
states
Donald
and blue
Trump.
states as well.
That man is evil.
We're not leaving anybody behind.
Except for those
look
evil,
around North Carolina.
Bible-clutching
and with the leadership.
rednecks.
Fiber optic cable is being laid in the ground as we speak. Over the next 3 years, over 300,000 homes and businesses all across North Carolina will be connected with affordable, high-speed.
Over the next 3 years, guys. Oh, yeah. You know, we've only been talking about this since 2022, right? Early 2022. Nothing's been built yet. But over the next 3 years, we promise we're going to build something. We're going to build that thing. You watch. It's not going to be a boondoggle.
Speed internet. And today I'm announcing another major step. We're investing another $82 million to connect 16,000 additional homes and businesses, bringing high-speed internet all across the state of North Carolina, from top to bottom.
Please vote for me. I promise. Just like I'll build the internet, just like I canceled your student debt, just like I stopped the coronavirus. Come on, man. When have I ever let you down? Just like I brought everybody home from Afghanistan. Just like I saved the American hostages in Israel that totally aren't dead right now.
At the end of the decade, we're going to finish the job reaching all the remaining homes, schools, libraries, small business, healthcare facilities in North Carolina that don't have access to high-speed internet today. Let me say that again. Universal, high-speed internet in all of North Carolina by the end of this decade. Now
it's going to take a decade. Folks, he just said 3 years, and now it's a decade. Okay? Okay? But nothing yet. Nothing yet. We promise. We promise. Just vote for me again, and I'll get it done.
We just heard from Sergeant Smith a few minutes ago why it matters. He's retired Army, 22 years of service, which we owe him. He and his wife Emma live in Tar Heel, as he mentioned. North Carolina population, staggering population, 100 people. They've been using dial-up internet for years, just like everyone else in town. It took Edward far too long to download medical paperwork, as he mentioned the VA. It was hard for his grandkids who lived nearby to use the internet to do their homework. And then, thanks to the American Rescue Plan, which I signed into law, fiber optic cable was laid, and the town got high-speed internet. And now Edward and Emma and the kids and the grandkids. And the town got high-speed internet. And now Edward and Emma and the kids and the grandkids can use internet quickly and easily, from getting care from the VA to doing it.
He just had another stroke, guys. It's okay. Maybe he just had another aneurysm. Maybe they're going to have to take the top of his head off again for the third time.
Homework.
3 times.
Look,
third time's the charm.
Include folks who can't attend local church services, he mentioned. They can stream these services at home every single Sunday.
Oh, yeah, they can stream their church services when we lock them all in their houses again. It's an election year. I mean, what are you going to do?
High-speed internet has been a game changer for their town and so many counties all across America. Look, and we're just getting started. But
yeah, we're just getting started because we haven't done shit yet. And don't worry, by the end of the decade, in 3 years, we're going to get it all done.
Just have internet access. It needs to be affordable.
I swear, in 3 years by the end of the decade.
So, here's what my administration did. We work with internet service providers to bring down prices for people struggling with their payments. It's called Affordable Connectivity Program. It's already helped 880,000
Oh, wow, I already knew what he was going to say. Imagine that.
Save a total of $440 million in internet bills collectively. That's about 1 in 5 families across the state are saving $30 a month for the internet bills, and some save a lot more. That savings matters in homes like the one I grew up in. Another $30, $40 a month.
Back in 1912, we had high-speed internet. Cost us $1 million.
All of the necessities. It matters. It matters. Plus, the investment we're making in high-speed internet means something else as well. Good paying jobs.
Yeah, you're going to make $1 million an hour.
Folks, just ask the folks at the International Brotherhood of Electric Workers, the IBEW, or the Communication Workers Union, or the Laborers Union. We're putting thousands of people to work laying fiber optic cable all across America. And that cable will be made in America. Put in by America,
guys.
Even better, a lot of that cable will be made in North Carolina. 2 American companies, CommScope and Corning, are investing more than $550 million to manufacture fiber optic cable, creating around 650 good-paying jobs in Hickory, North Carolina.
We're going to make 600 jobs.
There's going to be more.
It'll only cost you $9 trillion.
40% of
It'll
all
only be
the
$9
fiber
trillion,
cable
guys.
optic
All right, I'm done with this guy. I can't take it anymore. All he does is lie. He literally, all he ever does, all he's ever done, all he ever will do is lie. He's a liar. What more can I say, guys? Right? I mean, I know you know. I know you all know. But I mean, what more can I say? He's a joke. He's an absolute fucking joke. I can't believe this guy's our president, honestly. Honestly. He is a perfect president in the eye of our masters. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. He's the exact president that they want. And it's sad. It's sad that we let this happen to us, honestly. It's our fault. It's our fault that this guy's in charge, right? Thank you, Gino. It's amazing. It's amazing that it's our fault. I can't believe we let this happen to our country, right? I can't believe that we let them laugh at us like this. That we are allowing the West to fall. I mean, that's what's happening. That is what's happening, right? There will be no Western, this is it, guys. Guys, this is the barbarians burning the Senate, right? I mean, that's what's next, right? It's over. It's over. It's by design. I agree. It has to be. All right, guys. Real quick. This channel is heavily suppressed by YouTube to the point where I had to make a Rumble account because I know that they're eventually just going to shut me down. So if you guys do want to support the channel, I dropped some links. Venmo, Cash App, whatever. That's something you want to do. Yeah. All right, well, I don't know if we will have a press secretary tomorrow or not. Joe likes to call a lid on Friday. So, the man, I mean, you can't expect the man to work more than 6 hours a day, 4 days a week. Come on, man. What are you? Well, you ain't black. Awesome, SD, thank you. You ain't black, man. You ain't black. Terrible, terrible, terrible. All right, well, that's going to be it for the show. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Let's see here. What happened to all my stuff? Oh, no, I don't know which ones are which. Hold on. Everything got moved around. I know where this one is, though. Here we go. All right, guys, remember, we go live with all kinds of content whenever the fuck I want. And you never know when that'll happen, so make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you guys are still subscribed and that you have notifications turned on. Because they will unsubscribe you and turn them off. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've long suspected it, but I've actually seen it. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Fox. No problem, Gino. Thank you guys for coming.
I guess they can't fucking cope. Reality the way that it is. They can't believe that women have lots of kids. And we on E, brother. E, we're not on C.